Welcome to Classes of Mail. Before you listen, you should know that Alan Gigax is not in any sense an official spokesman for the post office, the NALC, or anybody else. His opinions are inherently his own and should probably be disregarded. Same for his guests. Any information you hear on this podcast could be wrong and should not be relied upon for any reason. Enjoy the show.
All right, we're going to shorten the intro and we are going to get right into it because this is the episode that everybody's been asking for. Everybody wants more Michael. Michael, say hi.
Hi, everyone.
So I look through Spotify at the comments. Most of the time I don't bother, but every once in a while I'll go through and see what people are commenting on. And the Michael rant episode, we need more rants out of Michael. I love the rants. And I hear other times like, dude, I love it when he, gets fired up. And so by popular demand,
There were some people that said, hey, I love it when you shut Michael down.
yeah, at least one person said that. Like, dude, thank you for getting Michael back on track. It is something that we struggle with. And the episode where that came up, when you wanted to talk about a letter versus a card that was sent out, and I kept shutting it down. And then that episode released like almost 2 months later. Mm-hmm. And then when it came out, Michael's at me again like, dude, why did you stop me from talking about that? Well, this is your episode. If you want to get into that, you can.
Well, on that real quick,
Sure.
The reason I was saying it is because the reason they were changing it to a letter was because
you want
they
to give a little context in case?
Well, because it was a election stuff, right? And it looked like they were thanking the retirees for voting for them.
It didn't look
as
like
a
it. I
Christmas
think
card.
they explicitly thanked them for
So-
voting for them. Yeah, and sent them a Christmas
So
card
I had
on
a
the
beef
branch
with
dime.
it, but because
Yeah.
Alan kept cutting me, I couldn't say that part.
Right, that is the part that I
Yeah.
stopped you from saying. Yeah, okay. All right, so with that out of the way, I yield the floor.
Yeah. So
Do you have things that you want to rant about?
I have probably like 100 different things.
Yeah, I know.
But then it'll be like 2, 3, 4, 5 hours
Right.
long, just like Corey would go,
Right.
And I don't think anybody can hear me for 2, 3 hours.
All right.
So
I'll stop.
I'll go
stop
with some of the
cock-blocking you.
highlights.
Go for it. All right.
I wanted to complain more right now about is the union dues. Okay.
Oh, this will be interesting. I didn't know this was coming.
Yeah. So one of the biggest thing that I wanted to complain about is that I was looking at the annual budget of my branch, because my branch is pretty big. Okay.
And we're doing pretty well financially.
Yeah. So projected income for active dues from active carriers, right?
Okay. Oh, you're looking at the actual statement from the branch.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That we're
Our
going to
financial
make
statement,
approximately $750,000 this year
yeah. Wow.
from active carriers. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
Okay. Then I was looking at retiree dues.
All right.
How much we collect from retirees.
All right. So
Okay.
we have, hold on, because we have like 1,500 active carriers and about 500 retirees.
No, we have about 1,100 active carriers and about 900 retirees.
Are you?
I'm positive.
Okay.
Okay.
You have the floor.
Yeah. Okay. That's what it looked last time I looked at the seniority list. Okay. So anyway, retirees total dues we'll be collecting is $9,500 approximately.
So even if it was 1,500 to 500, that's still phenomenally lopsided.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Now here's my rant.
Yeah. I'm sure you have a point to make
Okay.
off of this.
They get the same amount of votes, the same amount of pretty much everything that we get as a benefit as a union
Right.
paying
Roughly
member.
the same privileges.
Okay.
Yep. Rights and privileges.
Right. My take is if you're retired, please stay retired. Okay. Because the active carrier who is paying those big union dues, who pays for the whole union, okay, they want to change stuff. And the reason they cannot come to the union meetings to vote because they're working. They're all
True.
working overtime.
Yeah. Right. And this is why the meetings get controlled by the retirees.
Right.
The people who have the least vested interest in what's going
Exactly.
on. I
So
get it.
this is my
That's fair.
rant on
Yep.
this part with the retirees is because like my station is about 45 minutes an hour away.
Yeah.
Okay. If my carriers work till 7 o'clock and the meeting starts at 7,
Yeah.
The meeting will be over by the time they get here. Okay,
I get it.
Because my station is far away.
Sure.
Okay, now and then of course Alan's station is probably 15 minutes away.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, so they can get there a little bit better, but again, the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Certainly nobody can get there as easily as the retirees.
exactly.
Who can leave their house anytime they want.
Exactly.
Sure.
Okay.
So-
And people who have worked all day.
Yeah.
They're
that is-
tired.
that is true. So I'll push back on one aspect of that.
Mm-hmm.
There is an argument to be made that while the retiree has already paid a whole career worth of dues, and now they're coasting on the goodwill that they've built up, they paid more dues than you ever will.
No, they won't.
Well, no, because we're paying more now.
We're paying more than they were
but
ever
I'm saying
paid.
that this is the other side of that argument, that they paid dues for 30 years.
Okay.
And so they've earned privileges from that.
No, because when you retire, you shouldn't receive all those privileges. Okay, because you retired, you don't deliver the mail anymore. Okay, so to me, when you're retired, you should not have a vote on what's going on. That's delivering the mail.
I get it.
Okay, you should not have a vote on what's going on in the post office.
Like at the convention, if we're going to pass a resolution about work rules, that we have a bargaining position, we want the union to take on work rules, yeah, the retirees sit that one out. Because
No,
they're
they-
not the ones who... they
But
should sit that one out.
They
I'm
should sit
saying.
that one, but they
Yeah,
don't. They vote.
They do. And they overwhelm... I mean, dude, you were at the convention. There's more retirees and dude, it looks like an AARP convention. Or,
It does.
Yeah. And obviously they have an outsized influence.
And so
A good example is like the earbud thing. I forget who told me about that.
I told you about it.
Oh, there you
I was
go.
just about to talk about it.
Go for it, dude.
This was in Chicago and not Boston. Okay, when one of the branches came up saying, "Hey, it's legal to wear Bluetooth in your ear of 1 year. Why can't we make it legal for all of us to be able to wear it in 1 year as long as you follow the state rules?"
That'd be great.
Oh, no. The retirees said that's not safe and we cannot vote that in. So they voted that down
And so we have carriers out there getting emergency placement.
because they're still wearing a Bluetooth, even while management has the Bluetooth in their ear.
Of course. Yeah. Right. And it's acknowledging the reality that everybody is wearing this, and we're not having all of these bad
it is
things
legal.
happen. Yeah. Right.
As long as you have it on 1 year.
I can't speak to the legal status of it. I'll take your word for it. on
Majority
that.
of the states,
Michael has
it
the
is
floor.
legal to have a Bluetooth. It's a
dude.
hands-free.
Yeah. All right.
Bluetooth.
You got to be hands free. Right. Right. Yeah.
Okay. So
I got you.
So that's what I'm complaining about. Okay. And so I'm a little bitter because I lost that.
Understandable.
That thing from Brian Renfro's. When he made the decision about the retirees. I'm bitter because there is no straight answer in our Constitution about retirees. But here's the thing: it's in the Constitution that says retirees can go to like the conventions that has matters only had to do with health benefits or life insurance. Okay, well, they seems like they go to every convention.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have what, health benefit and life insurance all the time in every convention. Okay. And then not only that, it's so screwed up that Alan was not able to vote in Boston because he was not a paid delegate, and he was not a delegate because he was notified too late.
Yeah. Registered too late.
But we're voting on resolutions and voting on stuff at the convention, and retirees are voting with everybody. They're not told them to sit down. You cannot vote if you're retired. No. They're all voting with everybody else.
All right, Michael. I'm going to read you from Article 2 of the National Constitution.
Okay.
Branches, state associations, membership. Section 1A. Regular branch members who shall be regular branch members. Membership shall be. Right. And then A is regular branch members who shall be non-supervisory employees in the Postal Service. Regular branch members who the Executive Council has determined were unjustly separated, retirees from the service who were regular members when they retired, and blah, 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 other people who stay in, who are under OWCP. So they're regular members, regular branch members.
No.
This is what it says in the fucking Constitution.
Because you only read half of it. Okay. The other half that you're not reading.
Oh,
is
wait. Oh,
who's
you're right.
qualified to go to conventions.
Wait. Such retirees and non-letter carrier regular members shall have no voice or vote in any matter pertaining to the ratification of a national working agreement, local memorandum of understanding, or proposed work stoppage. Okay. All right, but these are three very specific
and
categories.
then further on, and who's allowed to go to conventions. It's in there.
I'll have to look for that. You can keep
and that
ranting
part in there says they can only go to the conventions that has to deal
during
with
the
life
part of the health benefits and
exactly. Okay.
I'll see if I can find that.
But again, to me, that's where they all go. Okay? So from what I'm saying is that we're paying almost $750,000 in
Right,
union
compared to
dues
$9,000.
compared to $9,000, and they basically get the same benefit as us. They get to vote for presidents. They get to vote on almost everything that matters with the union and the post office that we want to fight the post office on.
So with regard to work rules, like it doesn't say they can't vote on.
And here's where I'm coming up to is national convention. Okay,
I'll keep
with the
looking for
election coming up this year. Can they vote for our national president, executive vice president? Can the retirees vote?
Okay,
they can.
C, present members who have left the Postal Service or have been temporarily or permanently promoted, blah, 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 may retain their membership, but shall be members only for the purpose of membership in the life insurance plan and the health benefit plan.
Oh.
Now, this is present members who have left the Postal Service. I mean, that feels like that should cover retirees.
Did you look at who for convention part?
That's probably next. These members shall have no voice or vote in any affairs of the branch, of such branch, except that they have a voice or vote at branch level upon matters pertaining to life insurance and health benefits, if they're a member thereof, and on any proposition to raise dues. They're not eligible to be candidates for any state association, branch, or national office, or delegates to any conventions. They may attend only that part of the meeting which concerns them. Right, I get it.
Only concerns them.
Now, this is in the same section, right? So section A, because these are all people who are considered members. Retirees are specifically listed in section A.
So here's Alan is reading this thing to make a fight for me because the Constitution is not clear about this.
So this is the problem, right?
That's what I'm asking for. Is a clear Constitution about these things?
Yeah, because Section A specifically says retirees. Section C, which is a different type of member, says present members who have left the Postal Service. What the fuck is that if not a retiree?
Retirees left the post office.
Yeah. I get your confusion.
I'm not confused. All right. That's the point. Somebody put this thing in the sentence to make it confusing, but I'm not confused. They left the post office. That's how I look at it.
Post office, right? They're not employed by the post office anymore.
They cannot go on the lightblue.gov, USPS.gov, light blue. They can't log on. We can't because we're active carriers. Okay.
All right.
So that's one of the arguments. Sorry, retirees. This is what I feel because I'm nothing. I'm not saying bad about all the retirees.
Well,
I just feel like it needs to be cleared up so that what the retirees can do and can't do, because active carriers pay way more union dues. Just like my branch. Here's another rant that I'm going to do about my branch on the retirees. They have a retirees dinner every fucking year. That probably costs $2, $3, $4 grand. Half the union dues they pay, we pay for their dinner.
That's true.
Okay. Why? And then not only that, when we have a convention, like our general convention that we're going to in August, they go too. Which is more
as
than
paid
their union
delegates.
dues.
Yeah. Right. They're going to get a few $1,000s or whatever it is. Sure.
Okay. And that's where I have a beef with. Okay. Is that, yes, I understand that you're union paying members, but I feel like, this is what I feel like, my opinion again.
I know.
That they're using our union for their free vacation.
I get it.
Okay. So that's what I'm ranting about on that part.
Yeah.
Okay?
And I've already pushed back with the they've paid their dues argument. So no sense revisiting that.
Yeah. If you're retired, please stay retired.
Okay. When it's rant time.
When you're retired, to me, if you want to be still involved in the union, then please give us on what suggestions and so forth.
Right.
I think the retirees should not run for the office because they're the ones who've been in control on how to control the post office and making agreements and file grievances and so forth as officers. And if you're retired, you shouldn't be part of that.
At a minimum, retirees, I think this is something that most people could agree on.
Mm-hmm.
At a minimum, retirees need to be more deferential to the wants and needs of active carriers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, I mean, to me, retirees you guys are there because of your wisdom.
Sure.
That I think you guys are there to give us wisdom on what you guys have gone through, and this is what needs to be done. This is what needs to be do. But to me, using our union so that you can get double the paycheck, free vacations, and so forth, to me is wrong.
I hear you. Yeah. I at the risk of piling on, the idea that retirees are going to be paid delegates to the convention where there's classes that are of no use to them, where it effectively is just a free vacation. They show up on the floor for the votes, but all the ancillary stuff.
At the general convention, I think my branch, because there's 10, I think there's like 10 classes, Monday through Friday.
Yeah, sure. There's multiple classes, different days. Yeah, something like that.
So there's 10 classes or something like that.
Something
I think our branch says you have to make at least 6 or something like that.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I don't remember them checking in Boston.
Yeah, but I remember I think that's the rules. You can go to like
great.
6 of them. Okay?
I'm in favor of that.
But here's the thing: if you have to go to 6, how many classes that was at the general convention that the retirees can go to benefits them? What 6 classes?
I don't know.
Maybe 1 or 2.
All right.
Okay.
So
that's my rant on that.
If I may,
again, it's my opinion.
Right. If I may take back the floor for a moment.
Okay.
Whenever Michael is like, "Oh, I'm going to rant today," I think to myself, God, I hope he doesn't just take half the episode and bitch about retirees.
And I just did.
And he just did. All right, what's next?
Next one is we just had a Postmaster General was talking about why we're broke.
As we record this, it's March 18th, so he did this yesterday. Yeah.
Okay. And I just wanted to highlight a couple things. Okay. He basically wanted to go to 5-day work week. Okay. And he wanted to mess with our pension plan and retirement funds.
Right. And if anything, increase the number of non-career employees.
And workman's comp. He wants to mess with all that stuff. That's the highlight of things that pisses me off. Okay. Because you want to fuck with what I've been earning for this. I've been at the post office for 14 years. And he wants to fuck with my retirement already.
Yeah.
And he's been here for 2 months.
If I may, I'm going to just early on interject a little bit of balance here because one of the takeaways that I got from the speech was that he said, we have a cost problem, obviously. So telling Congress, if you want this level of service that's being demanded, we're going to need more money.
Right.
If you don't want to give us any money, then we're going to have to diminish our service.
Okay. But here's the thing.
But then he spent all this time talking about diminishing service.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is where my rant is. Okay. So post office makes $80 billion a year in revenue.
That's a lot.
Okay. But they spend $88 billion or something like that. Okay. That's why they lose $78 billion a year.
Sure.
Okay. If you go to any companies, you make $80 billion, you're a major corporation. Okay.
Yeah, we're one of the biggest companies in America.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We make so much money that FedEx, UPS, any of these companies cannot buy us by themselves. They can only buy parts of us because we're that expensive. Okay. Yet somehow our postal management can figure out how to save that $7 billion. Okay. They have to go to the Congress and say, hey, we need extra $7 billion to cover for that cost. Okay.
I don't know where it would come. I know where $1 billion of it could come from. But follow the fucking contract.
Yeah, follow the contract. Just one. Okay.
Right.
And there's multiple things I can talk about.
Right.
Okay?
Obviously, reducing management.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Reducing management. Okay.
Yeah.
How about no bonuses when you go to negative?
Dude, that's reasonable.
Okay.
Right. How are you going to bonus people when you're not even when you're not making money?
In fact, I got a copy of their NAP's agreement with the Postal Service, how they got 20% raise for their bonuses. So they're hiding the money they're going to get on bonuses because they don't want to put it on the salary. Okay. Because when they were getting $370,000 bonus, and then now they're going to get another 20%, you look at the numbers, that's over $400,000, which is over 100 grand more in their paycheck.
I have not seen this. Who's getting this money? Like the higher ups, like in
top
DC,
executive
top
of
executives
the Postal Service. Okay. And the numbers that I'm talking about, that's like 300, 400 grand or whatever. That's the top exec of like top 100 of the people that's in the Postal Service. Okay. Now, the other people that's getting the bonuses also is like station managers, MCSOs, and other postmaster of the cities and so forth. They get bonuses on certain things. Say, hey, if you do this way, we'll get you bonus. If you screw with carriers saying, hey, if no accidents and in 1 year, and you only have, if there's a total of 5 accidents in 1 year, you'll get a bonus. Or they'll give some almost impossible things to try to make that bonus. And what happens when they do that? All they do is try to harass carriers to get that bonus. Okay. That's all they do. Okay. And yet, why are we paying them bonuses when we're going to negative?
That's a great question.
Okay. So to me, there's more money that we can save. Let's say we can save $1 billion on that.
Let me offer a counterpoint that I don't really believe.
Okay.
Compare executive salaries in the post office to executive salaries in the private sector.
Yes, the Postmaster General gets the same pay as the President of the United States.
Yeah, which is only like $325,000 or something, which is obviously a lot of money.
And that's why I said when the bonus is $370,000, that's why I said the bonus is higher than their pay.
But even that, you keeps them under $1 million, whereas like the CEO of FedEx, and we're bigger than FedEx, you know, he's probably making $20 million.
Okay. Let's look this way. And what qualification does that CEO have in those corporations?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think
probably
CEOs...
huge. Or they own the company because they were born into it or whatever, like Trump was and so forth. There's all that too.
I'm kind of in the John Murphy school on that, where I think that that level of salary is a moral failing of the society.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And because we're a non-profit organization, we don't need to pay people millions of dollars to run the company. Right? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, dude, obviously, I think these salaries are a lot more reasonable. I was just looking up union executive salaries because, you know, those can also feel like pretty high. But, dude, those are actually fairly modest as well.
Yeah, our union salary for our national president gets as much as what the Postmaster General gets.
Ah, there you go.
But he gets no bonus.
Right. Perks, but I'm sure the Postmaster gets perks too.
You know, and Postmaster General gets perks too, but on top of it, he gets that bonus.
Right. Yeah, I was surprised to see in looking that up that like the president of the Longshoremen, that goddamn hero, said, "Oh, shut the whole fucking country down." That guy makes like $900,000. The Teamsters president nationally makes like $400,000. So, you know, those are obviously still very high salaries, but nowhere near on the level of like corporate salaries.
Right. And that's where the problem is. The corporate salary is that they wanted to give the people least amount of money, so that the corporate president or CEO takes all the extra money.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is the big problem, like you said, John Murphy said.
Right.
That is a major problem. What's going on in our country?
The concentration of wealth.
The concentration of wealth, and these certain amount of people are getting all the money in the freaking nation. Okay. So, listening to that, that's where I was pissed off in the fact that I'm a nobody. I'm already finding out ways to save the money for the Postal Service.
Right.
There is, to me, this is my opinion, this is my rant. Okay. When I see people coming to my post office and when they're just counting the DPS, when they're sitting on a fucking chair and watch the construction worker work, saying, "I'm here to manage them." What the fuck is that kind of job?
The people who come in to like weigh the parcels. And,
weigh the parcels.
I get that's
people do route eval. Okay,
sure.
So when there's no route eval, what they do is sitting in the office twirling their thumbs, not doing anything. So what does the manager of the route eval do? I need you to go out to the post office and follow a carrier.
Right.
Because they have nothing else to do.
And then, you know, here in Vegas, we have a PNDC, a processing and distribution center. And you go down into those offices, it's this big 2-story building that has like 100 different offices in it. What the fuck are these people doing?
Yeah. You go to our main building at Sunset.
Yeah.
that building.
Right, the
And
PMG.
like you said,
Yep.
2 stories. And there's people in every freaking room.
Yeah.
And I have no fucking idea what they're doing.
I don't either.
Okay. But, because they don't explain who or what we got in that
I mean,
building.
they're not moving mail. I can tell you
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Right.
What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I
this
can
is-
understand the postmaster,
Sure.
but anybody else, I have no fucking clue. What do they do?
Dude, and when you talk to supervisors, so much of what they're doing is just like data entry. That's why we have these computers. We
Right.
shouldn't need as many of these people doing data when we have fucking computers. Yeah.
Yeah. I know there's people that does marketing so they can call companies and try to market
Oh,
by
we got the
selling
customer connect
stamps.
people down there.
Dude. We sell the cheapest postage. All you got to do is have good customer service, and somebody's going to want us because we're the cheapest with good customer service.
Dude. And
That's it.
Yeah, and customer service is
Yeah.
obviously going
You
in the
don't
shitter.
really need too many people doing marketing.
I mean, we need the customer connect people, but how many stories do you hear? Like, dude, I put in a lead. These people seem interested, and nobody ever got back with them. It's all the time. Or we get a big shipper, and so collections takes that pickup away, which is fine. They're still carriers, and then they don't come and pick it up.
Yeah. So here's another concerning thing that I overheard.
Yeah.
So it's a theory. Somebody's conversation. It's not. I don't know if it's the truth.
Okay.
Okay. So I heard that if we get a new sorting machine that's upgraded,
A parcel sorter?
parcel sorter to a post office where they might have
Right.
an SNDC or whatever, they'll throw the old one out, even though it works. It's $1 million.
Sounds right.
It's $1 million equipment. Instead of using it till it
Right.
goes away, they're just gonna throw a working machine.
Dude, when I was teaching down at the academy, we would walk through like the boneyard of all the old equipment, and it's amazing what's back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of them weren't working. They were just got rid of it. When was it DeJoy when he took over? And
And he pulled out the flat sorters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he basically said, "Oh, this was from the previous postmaster who told us to do this." Okay, but you could have stopped it. You're a new postmaster,
Right.
and then
I mean, dude,
they pulled all these machines out that was over $1 million in the garbage that was
So,
working.
That's an interesting case. People ask me about that, what, at the time, like, well, what about this getting rid of these machines? To me, like when you see the volume changing, our flat volume is so low. And so getting rid of flat sorters is reasonable, especially if it's to make more room for, say, parcel sorters. But the timing could not have been worse. Like going right into the election. I mean, and dude, here we are coming up on an election again, and I'm no conspiracy guy. But it sure
here's the
seems
thing.
like
Any companies,
Yeah.
smart companies, will have a backup, and the backup is usually the old machine.
yeah, I hear it. Well, dude, there's lots of old stuff in the boneyard. Maybe they can still get that up and running. I don't know.
It's probably rusted shut
All right,
by now.
we're at 28 minutes.
Yeah.
You got another topic you want to hit?
Of course. Hold on.
All right. Yep. Michael's got to get to his list.
Yes, I have a list that I got.
Let's
a dozen different things.
yeah, let's
but
pick a short
I'm gonna-
one to close out on.
Yeah, let's see. Hold on. Why is this?
Dude, no, I want you to talk about why, because earlier you and I had a discussion about 5-day delivery, and you had gone into depth about why that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Because
So-
a lot of people, it's initially attractive if you're interested in having days off.
So yeah, that's definitely one I want to talk about.
Yeah, let's do that and then we'll get out of here.
5-day work week. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was a thing. That was another thing that Postmaster had talked about, saying, hey, he wanted to only make it 5 days and not 6 days. Okay.
Right.
Now, already I text a lot of my carriers at my station, and I let them know what's going on. And I say, hey, this new Postmaster General is trying to make it a 5-day work week, not a 6-day. I've had few carriers like, oh, that'll be great. That I get weekends off.
Right.
Okay. What they don't know is that you'll lose all the T6 positions. Because why would they need them?
Right.
Okay. So you lose all the
now
T6
we deliver
positions.
5 days and we work 5 days.
Okay. Then all you got to need is like a VR to cover for
Right,
people
like
that's
the
going
floaters.
on annual leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
The reserve carriers.
Right. So, but
Yep.
you don't need any more T6s. Okay.
Right.
How many T6 do you have per station?
Well, it's one for every five routes.
You got one, right?
Yeah.
So that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you have 100 routes, like 20 of them or 18 or whatever
Exactly.
are T6s. Yeah.
Okay. So if you got 100 routes, you got 20 T6 that does not have a job anymore.
Right.
What happens then? Because they don't lose their job.
Right. They're not going to
technically.
get fired.
They're not going to get
They're
fired.
not going to get excessed,
Okay.
as we learned in
Right.
Article 4 or whatever.
So what happens usually is they get to pick a route per seniority.
Oh, well, dude, we know that happens. That's in the contract, is when your route gets eliminated, you can take the route of anybody lower seniority. than you.
Exactly.
So now suddenly like 18% of the carriers have lost their
20%.
routes or 20, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Then, yeah, you got problems.
Yeah, so we
16%.
Yeah, so we got
either way.
1,000 carriers. 20% of them are 200
Right.
T6s.
It's going to throw
Okay, and how many of those have a high seniority?
a lot of them.
Okay, and so
They're all over the place in seniority. But dude,
Exactly.
when the first T6 bumps a regular carrier and that regular carrier has, seniority,
seniority
it's a mess
too.
all the way down.
So yeah,
The whole thing's going to,
yeah. So what would happen is, from what I hear from other cities that has gone through this,
right, like in St. Louis.
like St. Louis, they put all the routes up for bid,
Right.
so that everybody had to rebid.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what that means?
Everybody's new on
Means
route.
you can rebid to like my station,
Yeah.
as I can bid to your station.
Yeah.
Not that it'll happen,
Right.
But it could.
I think in our local, I think it's specifically confined to that station. But dude, I think that might be only for routage. I don't know. But dude, even that whole question, it's a good indicator of what a fucking mess this would be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See the mess that I'm already talking about? Okay.
Right.
And so, but here's another big issue. We're fighting for CCAs too, right?
Yeah.
When are they going to get promoted if this happens?
Oh, dude, if you suddenly
They're only going to
have-
become PTF.
right. If you suddenly have 20,000 unassigned regulars,
You're not getting promoted for years.
yes, right. When do you think that PTF is going to become full time?
Because that unassigned regular will take over somebody that's retired,
Right.
and then they can bid on those routes.
Right.
So PTFs, when are they going to get?
Yeah,
You
if
know?
we assume that there's a no layoff, then yeah, you're going to have 20,000 people, 30,000, whatever it is, in line in front of any PTF, any CCA who converts. And then, I mean, we also theoretically are losing that much work. And so,
Because we're going to have so many people
right, we're
doing
going to have surplus
nothing,
people doing less work.
nobody will get overtime in the meantime.
Right. And which means CCAs won't get hours at all.
Right. CCOs will get no overtime.
Right. Because we have to get 40 hours if you're full-time regular.
Right. They're going to use up all the time. So CCA will end up not getting any time.
Maybe
so what
they work
happens?
them, maybe they work them on Mondays, but other than that, they're going to quit.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
work one day every 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah. They're going to end up quitting. So
Right.
CCA will end up quitting. Okay?
Well, and they'll work Saturday and Sunday. They'll
Yeah.
work Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
yeah. The 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but Monday is going to be all unassigned regulars working.
Right. There'll be enough of them that, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So here's some positive thing that you can see on this. Okay. Is because you're going to have a shorter amount of routes, they're going to need less managers.
That would be nice.
Okay. So they'll have to get rid of some of these managers. But how are they going to do that? Because they have the same thing. They can't get fired either, right? So how can they get rid of these managers? And this is when I think the post office is going to offer retirement plan or retirement
Buyout.
Okay. And this time
have
on
to.
this, I think they would actually offer it to the carriers this time
You'd have to.
because there'd be too many people not doing shit.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
They're carrying a bunch of dead weight. Mm-hmm. And dude, again, that speaks to the point that if we eliminate 1/6 of our work week, we're also eliminating 1/6 of our work. Or, I mean, the mail volume probably won't change a ton, but the time that we have to do it, it's going to be a significant loss.
Right. And can you imagine on Mondays let's say you have Saturday, Sunday off.
Yeah.
The
Now you
Monday's
got
going to be
3
you're
days
gonna have,
worth of mail
yeah.
to deliver. And then if
Exactly.
there's a holiday, and then you got 4 days worth of mail. Dude.
Yeah. See
I
the
mean,
mess?
You think routes aren't going out now?
Yeah. See the mess?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that is the reason why going to fight at work week is a complete mess.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you wanted to save money, they will not save money.
Right.
Yeah. There might not be no more overtime, but you still have to pay the regular carriers 40 hours a week,
Right.
no matter what.
Yeah, I got you.
So you're going to have to pay some people working no work still 40 hours a week.
Dude. All right. So, yeah. So, those of you who are saying, like, oh, this sounds really good, go to 5 days a week, there's a lot more considerations.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, there was some other stuff that I wanted to go over.
We'll have to save those for another episode. If you want to hear more rants, reach out to us. You want to give a tease of a couple of the other topics, but I ain't letting you rant anymore. I'm going to reclaim the floor.
The other one I was going to have to talk about was Rowdy Val.
We'll get to that another time then.
Okay.
Yep.
So I have a big rant on that one too.
Good times.
Okay.
All right. Well, listener, you got something to look forward to.
So maybe the next episode or something.
There you
two.
go.
Okay. All right. But I think this is good. I hope you guys understand this is my rant, my opinion.
Sure.
And a lot of it is not coming from any books or anything like that. It's just on my feeling and my frustration. And so please take it with a grain of salt. Okay.
Yep.
Don't get mad at me. Well, maybe you get mad at me. Just don't tell me.
Yeah, get mad.
Tell it to Alan.
I know who would get mad at you,
bitch
but I'm
at
not
Alan,
going to
okay?
worry about it. All right.
Retirees, I'm not going against you. Okay. But I feel like when this money thing and everything is so lopsided, that's what I feel. Okay. So anyway, thanks for letting me rant.
Dude, it's been fun. It's always fun. All right. So that's all we got. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So thank you guys very much for listening, and we will catch you all next time.